Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Online game. Surrounded by 300 enemy lords at the beginning. Looking up, the ground was filled with stars and stripes, and he was the only one holding the Kyushu Red Dragon Flag. A touch of red among the 10,000 stars, surrounded by 3,000 enemy lords at the beginning. All federal players said, "Oh my goodness, why did he penetrate the entire territory of our federation alone?" The princess of the imperial family said, "I want to go with Chen, even if I betray the federation." The Europa League. Chen must be eliminated. As long as he is there one day, we cannot destroy the 9 provinces. Chen, holding the invincible fleet of the world, said, "Put down your weapons and surrender. You are already surrounded by me alone." Awakening check.in system, daily check.in, random lottery, advanced buildings, invincible units, sweeping the world. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Was assigned the wrong area. New book. You are listening at novelfull.audio. According to relevant reports, huge 4-sided objects suddenly appeared in the sky of various countries around the world. After expert research, it was found that this object appears as a cube, but only has 4 faces and is not a triangular prism. No matter how the calculation is explored, the results seem to be affected, and only 4 faces can be calculated. However, from a distance, it is indeed a cube, which is really strange. This peculiar 4-sided cube seems to have no power, but can directly suspend in the sky. After all communication failed, the White Elephant Kingdom was the first to launch a nuclear bomb into the cube, but the bomb turned back midway and hit the city of Andri in the White Elephant Kingdom, resulting in the deaths of over 300,000 people. Professor Wu, what do you think of cubes in the sky? On TV, a well-known professor is being interviewed. We all know that this happened 3 days ago in this tetrahedron, and now there are many speculations online that it may be a means of extraterrestrial civilization, and they may want to invade Earth. But this makes me feel very absurd, because for the vast universe, we humans can only be considered a new civilization. What are we worth invading? If we talk about resources and minerals, it's everywhere in the universe. And if aliens want to take us as slaves but can navigate interstellar space and create a civilization like that cube, they may even find our work efficiency low. In summary, aliens have no reason to cross interstellar paths to Earth, just to invade us. So here, I have a bold guess. Turning his gaze away from the TV, Chen, who was sitting in front of his laptop, stood up. On the laptop, there is the code program for the daily check.in and lottery system he just wrote for a web game. It was just the code for the web game, and it didn't take Chen long to finish it. At this moment, he turned his gaze to the outside of the window. In the sky, just 60 meters above Chen's house, a huge tetrahedron was suspended, but Chen could only see its smooth and flat side. Although it appears to be only 60 meters away from Chen, this distance is fixed. Because no matter who looks at it from any height, this huge cube is always 60 meters away from him. The country has already demonstrated this point. A formation of armed helicopters flew towards a cube in the sky that was only 60 meters high, but after flying for an hour, the cube was still 60 meters away from them. No means of attack can touch that cube. Moreover, a cube should never have 4 faces. A cube has 6 faces, but the cube in the sky appears to be a cube to the naked eye. However, when you count its surfaces, no matter how you count and calculate them, the result is only 4 faces. Therefore, some scientists believe that the essence of this creation is a projection of its essence onto the Earth in a higher dimensional space, this incredibly special tetrahedral cube. Moreover, scientists believe that the fundamental appearance of this creation is not even a cube, but due to the limitations of human 3-dimensional perspective, it can only see an extremely special cube on all 4 sides, even appearing to be only 60 meters away, but never touching it in any way. As soon as this conclusion was reached, everyone immediately became desperate. The huge technological gap between the Earth and this unknown civilization in higher dimensions, dimensional technology, makes everyone feel hopeless. Kyushu is doing well domestically, with the government having sufficient constraints and control, but other countries suddenly become chaotic. Just as Chen was looking at the cube in the sky and feeling melancholy, he suddenly saw a change in the cube in the sky. On the incredibly smooth and even surface, fonts appeared. And it's still Chinese characters. At the same time, English also appeared on the cube above the federal states on the other side of the ocean. A notice appearing in the language of the location of the cube in the airspace over countries around the world. Announced to all humanity on Earth that the game of God Demon Lord has officially begun. The great gods and demons will select 77,000 players worldwide to enter the game. After entering the game, players will receive an initial civilization base. Once a player dies in the game, they will truly die. If all players in a country are destroyed, that country will be destroyed. The power map in the game will appear on the matrix, and all humans on Earth will see it. For the sake of your civilization and the fun of gods and demons, enter the game for entertainment. The announcement was made 3 times, and suddenly all humanity on Earth began to boil. Because of this reason, they cannot accept that civilizations with this higher dimensional technology came to Earth just for entertainment. And at that moment, a sudden white light fell from the sky, piercing through the roof of Chen's house and enveloping him. And Chen only had one thought in his mind, which was that he was selected. But what Chen didn't know was that this beam of light also enveloped his computer. After Chen disappeared, his laptop also disappeared with him. And on his notebook, there is a program he has just written. When Chen opened his eyes here, he suddenly realized that he had appeared in a village near the seaside. About 20 wooden houses are divided into 2 rows and stand by the sea. The middle road runs through the entire village. In the center of the village, there is a slender and prismatic tower. Hello player, I am your guide and I will guide you through the simple rules of this game. Now in front of you is your initial village, and you can call the village panel in your mind. A voice appeared in Chen's mind. Following the guidance of the sound, Chen attempted to call the panel. The next moment, a virtual panel appeared in front of Chen. The various data of the village are displayed above. Village ID, CN06666, Village Name. None, to be changed, Civilization Foundation. Kyushu Civilization, Civilization Level. Iron Age, Village Architecture. Tower of Gods and Demons, 1, Village Government Center, 1, Blacksmith Shop, 1, Civilian House, 25, Militia Training Field, 1, Fishing Field, 6, Cicada Breeding House, 1, Textile House, 1, Charcoal Burning Field, 1, Salt Drying Field, 1, Logging Field, 1, Village Warehouse, 1, Total Population. 100, Population Occupation. Fisherman, 64, Militia, 10, Silkworm Keeper, 2, Textile Worker, 3, Documents, 1, Blacksmith, 1, Blacksmith Apprentice, 3, Charcoal Burner, 5, Salt Drying Worker, 1, Carpenter, 3, Logger, 7, Resources. 10 units of wood, plus 1, 10 units of fishery grain, plus 0, 10 units of cloth, plus 0, 10 units of wood carbon, plus 1, 10 units of iron ore, plus 0, military unit ranks. Militia Training Ground, 1, Blacksmith Shop, 1, Village Initial Wealth. 1,000 copper coins. According to the guide's explanation, Chen also understood that his village has a population of 100, and building information and the occupations of the villagers can be seen in the data column. And Chen also understood that this was giving him a fishing village. In addition to the village panel, there are 2 options above the panel, one is technology, and the other is a map. The scientific research option is in an unreachable state. When Chen clicks on scientific research, he will receive a prompt. Currently, there are no scientific research talents. Chen clicked on the map to see his location. But at this glance, Chen took a deep breath. This is a map similar to the continent of the United States, with countless blocks densely divided above. Each regional block has a village display. And Chen, on the easternmost edge of this regional map, is on the coast. If it's just this point, then Chen won't be scared. The key is that all the villages on this continent are flying blue flags representing the Federation. Only in his village, the Red Dragon Flag of Kyushu Kingdom floats above. Be as conspicuous as you want. Sleeping slot, I was assigned the wrong area. How can Nima play? Chen was dumbfounded. P.S. Dear readers, if you like this book, please vote more. Your support is the author's greatest motivation. Chapter 2. Chen in the Deep Enemy's Rear, new book seeking support. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At the beginning of the game of Earth and Demons, countless people looked up at the cube in the sky. The regions displayed by players from different countries begin to appear above. With the emergence of the region, the selected player list also began to appear, and as the list scrolled, the name of a player also began to appear on it. Number: CN00001. Li Mufan, CN00002. Wang Xiao, CN00003. Lin Xinyue CN06666. Chen CN 14000. Sun Yuan. The list of 14,000 selected Kyushu players is all above. At the same time, the entire game map is also displayed on the cube. It's simply a replica of the Earth's plate, but it looks like the landmark is about 10 times larger. And on each face of the cube, there is a time display at the top. On January 1st of the first year of the Matrix, at 7 o'clock a.m. and 0 seconds. The time above begins to change, and its speed is 10 times that of real Earth time. This also means that the time flow in the Lord's game world is 10 times faster than in reality. The high clarity of the map above is outrageous. Overall, it appears to be a map 10 times larger than the Earth's plate, but when viewed with an astronomical telescope, it can be seen very clearly, accurate to the terrain scale per meter on the map above. But at this moment, someone discovered a blind spot. Shocked. A touch of red in the Federation of 10,000 stars. A post has appeared on the internet. When I was observing the federal map with an astronomical telescope today, I saw this on the East Coast. Subsequently, a picture was uploaded. Although the shooting was slightly blurry, it can still be seen clearly. Countless villages on the map are all flying federal blue flags, but among them, on the east coast of the Federal Theater of War, there is a village with a red Kyushu Dragon Flag flying over it. Extremely eye-catching. Crouching slot. Crouching slot. What is this? Is this our army's spy infiltrating the enemy's interior? Crouching slot, this is the true red among all the stars. I just checked it out, and this is Chen with the number CN06666. He is indeed a player from Kyushu. Undoubtedly, it's with the number CN06666. It's really a Nima 6. It has infiltrated the enemy's interior. Sigh, am I the only one worried about Chen? Look at this situation, how can the people of Lighthouse Country tolerate the next player from our Kyushu? And in this situation, Chen is isolated and helpless, and may become the first player from our Kyushu country to be destroyed by Lighthouse Country. Anyway, Chen, who was in the game, became popular. Many people have discovered a hint of red among the 10,000 stars on the enemy's shore. Countless media outlets have also appeared with the following titles. Shocked. Our army is the first spy to infiltrate the Federation. Sorrow. The first player in Kyushu who may be eliminated by federal players. Major intelligence. Player Su Chen with ID CN06666 is the first to attack the east coast of the United States. All kinds of news headlines appear, regardless of their form. On the federal side, news has also emerged accordingly. Immediately after, Su Chen inevitably became popular on a global scale. Next, whether in the United States or within Kyushu, Su Chen with the number 06666 became the top trending topic on both Tuit and Weibo. Among them, more netizens from Kyushu still expressed concerns about Su Chen. Because Su Chen was alone in the federal war zone, surrounded by isolation and helplessness, if discovered, he was likely to be eliminated as soon as possible. However, netizens from other countries have started to mock, especially federal citizens. In a state where people around the world are highly nervous, and in a state where gods and demons have clearly stated that all countries where players are eliminated will be wiped out, it is inevitable that people from all over the world are filled with the greatest hostility towards people from other countries. Federal netizens are venting their irritable and tense emotions online. They are clamoring that Su Chen will be the first enemy to be eliminated by domestic players. It is also very likely to be the world's first eliminated Kyushu player. However, Su Chen is currently unaware of everything outside, and what worries him is his situation. He couldn't figure it out why a Kyushu man with a strong roots appeared in the federal theater of war. Just as Su Chen was distressed, he suddenly received a message. Number CN06666, due to an error, you were sent to the wrong location. When Su Chen heard the sound ringing in his mind, he was overjoyed. Is there a turning point in things? He quickly shouted, can you teleport me back to the Kyushu sphere of influence? No, the actions of gods and demons, although wrong, will not change. Upon hearing this voice, Su Chen, although somewhat disappointed, shouted again, is there any compensation? Not available. The voice spoke coldly. Su Chenlin was stunned. This message is just a notification to you, and we will not compensate you, but what I can tell you is that a certain deity in our civilization has already shown interest in you. If you can survive, perhaps you will receive a gift from that deity. At present, you should be grateful that there is war fog around other players' maps, and they will not discover your presence in the first place. Therefore, during this period, try to survive and please us as much as possible. After speaking, the sound completely disappeared. And Su Chen also stayed in place. Just now, he learned from this passage that the most important information is not that some gods and demons noticed him, but that there is war fog around the map of other players. This message. Su Chen immediately opened his own map. I saw that there was no war fog on his map, and all the player villages around him were visible. Even all the barbarian tribes, mineral resource points, and terrain within 50 miles of the village are clearly displayed on his map. Sleeping slot, then he has opened the entire picture. It's a bit awkward. Apart from other federal player villages, there are 3 barbarian tribes near my village. Su Chen frowned as he looked at the punctuation marks on the map. In addition to the players, there are also many indigenous people in this world. These indigenous people are defined as barbarians. Now Su Chen looked at the map and found that there were at least 3 barbarian tribes and 1 barbarian bandit camp around his village. Moreover, the population and status of those barbarian tribes were all marked on the map. The nearest barbarian tribe is located in the north of Suchen village, less than 20 miles away. It is also the biggest threat, with a population of over 2,000. This made Su Chen take a cold breath. With a population of 2,000, even if we were to use a ratio of 10 to 1 soldiers, there would still be an army of 200 people. Now Su Chen's entire village only has 100 people, and the armed forces are only the initial 10 militiamen. If this barbarian tribe were to attack him, it would be impossible for him to resist. Chapter 3 Jiuzhou Civilization. Yanyun Village, New Book Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not necessarily, Su Chen pondered. Looking at the geographical location on the map, This barbarian tribe is close to the seaside and should also be a tribe that relies on fishing for survival. If the seafood is abundant and there is enough food, then that barbarian tribe will not be idle to attack him. Just as Chen was pondering, the voice of the guide rang out in his mind. The village has not been named, please name it. Chen just realized that he hasn't named the village yet. What's a good name to give? Chen pondered. At this moment, his difficulty in naming had recurred. At this moment, Chen suddenly remembered that in the history of the Kyushu kingdom, the 16 states of Yanyun had been ceded since the later Jin dynasty and were only recaptured during the Ming dynasty. The 16 states of Yanyun have been separated from the central plains for hundreds of years, and that sense of loneliness resonates with Chen's heart. Just call it Yanyun Village. Kyushu Civilization, Yanyun Village. Chen's resolute way. Although the 16 prefectures of Yanyun and the Central Plains were divided for hundreds of years in history, they ultimately returned to the embrace of the Ming dynasty. Chen also firmly believes that one day, he will successfully return to Kyushu. It's just this, he has to rely on his own efforts. Name confirmed, Kyushu Civilization, Yanyun Village. Lord, Chen. At this moment, the game has started and my guidance task has been completed. Please work hard, Lord Chen. Chen was taken aback and quickly said, is that all for now? What about more detailed rules? The rule of this game is no rules. After the guide finished speaking, it seemed as if it had completely disappeared and there was no further movement. After the guide disappeared, Chen could also feel that he seemed to have freed himself from some constraints and completely integrated into this world. The naming of Yanyun Village has been completed, and it is currently undergoing random civilization features. Random completion will open up the Kyushu Civilization feature. Great Inclusion, Epic Level, Characteristic Introduction. As one of the 4 ancient civilizations, Kyushu Kingdom has gone through thousands of years of long history but still stands tall, while other civilizations have disappeared. A civilization that is great enough can embrace everything with its incredibly broad mind. Those who possess this characteristic and join the Kyushu civilization, regardless of ethnicity or gender, will ultimately be embraced by the Kyushu civilization and become a part of it. At the moment when the prompt sounded in Chen's mind, he took a deep breath. He had previously learned about the characteristics of a civilization from the guide. There are many characteristics of a civilization, but the player's village will only receive one. Civilization characteristics can be further divided into ordinary, extraordinary, legendary, and epic. And Chen's acquisition of this cultural characteristic is the epic feature of the Kyushu civilization. Great Tolerance. Your Highness. In front of Chen, 100 villagers stood scattered. A young man holding a charcoal pen and a wooden board approached Chen. He handed him a wooden board and respectfully said, Lord, this is the list of all the people in our village. Chen took the wooden board, which displayed a list of 100 villagers, including documents, in a neat and orderly manner. Document. Zhao Qing Blacksmith. Wang Taihammer Cicada Keeper. Li Xiu, how is the situation in the village? Chen asked in a routine manner. Zhao Qing provided a detailed answer to Chen. After Zhao Qing's answer, Chen also knew about the units on the village panel. In short, 1 unit of food is enough for the 100 people in their current village to eat for a month. Now Yanyun village relies entirely on fishing for survival. The village does not have arable land, but fortunately, the sea seems to be endless, providing food for Yanyun village. With the current 100 people in Yanyun village, even if it is increasing by 100 times and salvaging for 10 years, with the current small sampan fishing boats and nets, there is no way to clean up the fish in this sea area. At present, as long as the fishermen in the village do not suspend fishing, the current fishing industry can be self-sufficient in filling the stomachs of the villagers. Resources. 10 units of wood, plus 1, 10 units of fishery grain, plus 0, 10 units of cloth, plus 0, 10 units of wood carbon, +1, 10 units of iron ore, +1, on the panel. All items have 10 units each, which are automatically obtained at the beginning of the game. The addition of 1 at the end indicates how much surplus can be generated within a month. At present, wood can increase by 1 unit per month, while fishing and cloth have no output and are just self-sufficient. Besides being used by villagers themselves, charcoal also earns a surplus of 1 unit per month. 1 unit of wood can create a standard wooden house, living room, for 3 to 5 people, according to game standards. 1 unit of fabric can make standard clothing for 10 people, and 1 unit of charcoal can provide daily use for 10 people for a month. The quantity varies, but it is the unit quantity consumed according to the game standards. Chen first arrived at the Tower of Gods and Demons in the center of Yanyun village, which is a slender prismatic tower. When the palm touched the surface, information appeared in Chen's mind. The Tower of Gods and Demons will refresh 10 villagers every day, and will stop refreshing at the end of 1 year, more features for future unlocking. It seems that this Tower of Gods and Demons is currently the only source of population for Chen. Open the personal panel. Chen's inner calling. Name: Chen, Template. Lord Template, Civilization Foundation. Kyushu Civilization, Level. LV.1, 0/100, Comprehensive Force Value. 20, Intelligence. 10, Average Level, Charm. 15, a condition that affects your management level. Skills: Lord's Authority Level 2, Management Level 2, and Business Level 1. Click here to clock in. Chen looked at his panel all the way until the last item, and Chen was stunned. What is this? When the guide was explaining the panel to him, he didn't see this item, did he? Chen hesitated and clicked on the clock in option. At the next moment, a sound appeared. The divine level check that IN lottery system has been activated, and the check that IN has been successful. You will receive a daily, silver level blueprint treasure box X1, and copper coins X1000. On the 7th day of checking in on time, you will receive a weekly draw reward. After the weekly level card draw reward, there will be a fixed monthly level card draw reward, such as grade level card draw rewards, 10th grade card draw rewards, and so on. Develop a good habit of checking in on time. Chen was confused. How does this check.in look like the check.in system he wrote for a web game on his laptop before being selected? And, this clock-in system, this is his golden finger. Open the treasure chest. Chen tried to speak. The treasure chest is being opened. Congratulations to the host for obtaining manufacturing drawings for light Galen ocean-going sailboats. Light Galen ocean-going sailboat, with a body length of 56 meters, a displacement of 760 tons, a draft of 5 meters, and a speed of 7.10 knots. A 4-masted hard-sail ocean-going vessel with 4 decks and a standard crew of 160 sailors. Chapter 4. Prepare to seize resource points. Seeking fresh flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Light Galen ocean-going ship. Chen looked at the manufacturing drawings of the ship in his hand and felt a bit embarrassed. At least shipbuilding technology from the 16th century onwards. Although Chen knew that it was impossible to build such a large ship for the current Yanyun village, he still held a glimmer of luck in his heart. He immediately arrived at the carpenter among the villagers. There are 3 carpenters and 7 lumberjacks in the village, and those lumberjacks can also be called carpenter apprentices. Take a look at this blueprint. Chen handed the blueprint to the carpenter Chen-san, who was the leader, for a look. Lord, this kind of ship. Chen-san immediately frowned. How about it, can it be made? Chen asked anxiously. Can create. Chen-san said. What? Can it really be made? Chen widened his eyes and looked at Chen-san incredulously. If Lord, you can give me 3 years to build a shipbuilding dock, and then use 1 year to manufacture the keel. After 3 years, the keel will be completely dried, equipped with warships, and then use 1 year for sea trials, then this ship can be built. Chen San sighed and said. And the time I just mentioned is something that I can lead at least a team of 200 professional shipbuilders to complete. Okay, it seems that this drawing is completely useless to us at least in the short term. Su Chen sighed, but at that moment, a line of words popped up in front of him. This is a special NPC. Only when an NPC has outstanding words and actions can you discover the existence of a special NPC. Name: Chen San. Village: Yanyun Village. Age: 37 years old, race: Han, occupation: carpenter, skills: carpenter level 6, shipmaker level 2, and extraordinary carpenter management level 2. As a leader in carpentry work, he will affect ordinary workers, and the work efficiency of ordinary workers will increase by 200%. Damn it, genius. Su Chen was taken aback for a moment, then exclaimed inwardly as a genius. And this also allowed Su Chen to understand another mechanism. Special NPCs are usually undetectable, and only those who stand in front of someone with a Lord template and say something different from ordinary people can be observed to see the uniqueness of their panels. Leaving Chen San, Su Chen returned to the militia. Nowadays, the armed forces in the village only have 10 militia members. The weapons in the hands of the 10 militiamen are also long guns that are 2.3 meters long, with wooden barrels and iron spearheads. He was also covered in cloth, with no defense at all. 10 militiamen were responsible for guarding the entire village, and Su Chen deliberately spoke to each of them. But what disappointed Su Chen was that he didn't notice even a special NPC. These are just ordinary militia. Su Chen checked their panels one by one, and found that the panels of these militia were similar, with a force value ranging from 11 to 13. Su Chen is a Lord template, and the initial force value is higher than that of ordinary militia. If we insist on a standard, the force value of ordinary fishermen is 8, while that of militia is above 10, but not more than 13. And Su Chen's current strength of 20 can defeat these 10 militiamen in front of him alone. That is to say, at this stage, Lord Su Chen not only needs to be a lord, but also a fierce general charging into battle, because currently, the most capable player in the entire novice village can only be the lord, and the lord's strength value is also the highest. Let the 10 militiamen return to their respective positions, and Su Chen next saw the blacksmith Wang hammer. Besides the issue of food, Su Chen's biggest concern in the village now is the issue of weapons and equipment. The blacksmith shop can be said to be the only source of weapons for a novice village at the beginning. Your Highness. Blacksmith Wang Tai Hammer respectfully bowed to Su Chen. In addition to Wang Iron Hammer, there are also 2 blacksmith apprentices in the blacksmith shop. What weapons and equipment can we make in our village now? Can we make armor? Su Chen asked directly and directly. I don't know how to make armor, but weapons can. Wang Tai Hammer replied. If we make a single iron ore in the village now, we can make 10. If we make a long spear head, we can make 30. If we make an iron arrow, we can make 300. Upon hearing Wang Tai Hammer's answer, Su Chen lightly patted his forehead and said, Forget it, let's do this for now. I'll think about it later. Now he is impoverished in a novice village, which has made Su Chen realize the importance of iron ore as a strategic resource. Su Chen clicked on the map. On the map, detailed locations of all resource points within 50 miles of his village will be displayed, which is a feature that other players do not have. Within a radius of 50 miles in Yanyun village, there are actually 2 iron ore resource points, one 47 miles west of Yanyun village and the other 26 miles north of Yanyun village, very close to the 2,000-strong barbarian tribe. From this perspective, if it were for safety reasons, Su Chen would have to seize the iron ore resource point 47 miles west of Yanyun village. However, the problem now is that there are two federal player villages located 40 miles west and 70 miles west of Yanyun village, respectively. If Chen wants to seize the iron ore resource point located 17 miles west, he must do it quickly, and on the way, the federal player village 40 miles away is blocked there. Even if Chen can take a detour, he will inevitably be blocked by that federal player when developing iron mines in the future. It seems that if we want to seize that resource point, we must eliminate that federal village. Chen pondered silently. Chen went to find the blacksmith again and asked, if we were to make a javelin head, how much can we make? If a standard javelin head is made, 10 units of iron ore can make 50 javelin heads. Wang Taihammer said. But if we create a javelin head that looks like a needle, can we make more? Chen inquired. In this way, the lifespan of the javelin will be greatly reduced. Wang Taihammer frowned. You don't have to worry about these, I just ask how much can you build? Can create 100 needle-shaped javelin heads. Wang Taihammer said. Okay, use half of the iron ore to create 50 needle-shaped javelin heads. The fastest way is to build them, how long will it take? Chen asked. 3 days is enough. The blacksmith said. Chen issued the order to create needle-shaped javelin heads. 50 needle-shaped javelin heads will consume 5 units of iron ore in Yanyun village, but Chen also left 5 units of iron ore for future use. Then, Chen found Carpenter Chen San and asked him to make 50 standard gun barrels, each measuring 1.5 meters in length. Chapter 5 makes him the first 9 to be eliminated. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning, when Chen had just woken up from the bedroom of the village government center in Yanyun village, he suddenly received a message. System announcement. Player Fit of Tron country number FTG1 was defeated by player Valentine of Leibish country number LB6. Chen was a bit confused. It was only the second day, and some players had already been eliminated. The first player to be eliminated has appeared, and the entire game broadcast system, camp broadcast system, and regional broadcast system have been activated. Spending 50,000 copper coins will allow for a full game broadcast that everyone can receive. Spending 1,000 copper coins will result in a camp broadcast, which can be received by players of the same camp. Spending 100 copper coins will allow for a regional broadcast, which players can receive within 500 kilometers of their village. The next system announcement shocked Chen. All Tron players are destroyed. This is to announce that all Tron players will be destroyed, and Tron will be wiped out from Earth. This announcement is not only aimed at all players, but also at the entire Blue Star. All Tron players are destroyed. This is to announce that all Tron players will be destroyed, and Tron will be wiped out from Earth. All Tron players are destroyed. This is to announce that all Tron players will be destroyed, and Tron will be wiped out from Earth. 3 consecutive broadcasts spread throughout the game and the world, instantly causing everyone's emotions to explode. Major forums, and other places on Earth have all exploded, causing countless people to be alarmed. What? It's only the second day, and a country has already been destroyed. Don't make it fake. Is there only one player in the Kingdom of Trent? Just now I checked and found out that Tron is a small country on Earth with a population of only 30,000 people. In their country, there is only one selected player. But there are 16 selected players in the neighboring country of Leibish. Shit. Don't be on the water forum here. Look at the sky, that huge cube is moving. In the sky of the Earth, the huge cube suddenly began to shine. Immediately afterwards, a huge beam of light descended from the sky, as if it had descended from the universe, or as if it had fallen from a cube 60 meters above people's heads. In an instant, a sun-like day rose from the horizon. However, the next second, all the light disappeared in an instant, as if nothing had happened. About a few minutes later, countries on Earth with satellites such as the Federation, Kyushu, and Rakshasa simultaneously released a satellite photo. In the photo, a piece of land located in the middle of the tropical continent disappeared out of thin air. The entire country of Trent, along with the plates beneath it, disappears neatly along the border lines on the world map. If in-depth research is conducted in the field, everyone will find that this error does not exceed even 1 millimeter, completely divided according to the world map border lines what's going on the other side of the earth. Chen doesn't know, he doesn't even know if the kingdom of Tran has really been destroyed, but then he received a system broadcast. The kingdom of Tran has been destroyed, and the surviving artifact, the God and Demon Lord, has been automatically distributed to player Valentine LB6 of the Liebisch Kingdom. On January 1, 200, at midnight, the game will end, and all non-holding factions of the God and Demon Lord will be wiped out. Earth, there can only be one winner, and there are still 200 years left. Every year, the system will broadcast a broadcast to the holders of the God Demon Lord, hoping that players will continue to work hard. As soon as this system broadcasted, it bombarded the players with emotions again. The statement from the gods and demons is very clear, which is that if players want to survive, if their camp country wants to exist, they can only attack the country that holds the God and Demon Lord and seize it. There can be peace between players, but it is impossible to coexist between faction countries. I am player CN00001, Li Mufeng. I have used all my initial funds to appeal to all players from the Kyushu faction, not to engage in civil war. Not to engage in civil war. At this moment, we Kyushu players should unite and fight against the enemy. As long as we work together, there are no difficulties that cannot be overcome. For 5,000 years, our civilization has gone through wind and rain, and countless hardships have not defeated us. Looking around other ancient civilizations, on Earth, ancient civilizations, only we exist to this day. Please remember, we are all part of the Kyushu civilization. Here, I officially established the Kyushu Defense Alliance. My coordinates are 10,070 E longitude and 39,470 N latitude. Players around me can approach me on their own. I can also make it public to everyone that there is a huge copper mine in my area. Here, I can share this copper mine with all the players who come to my village. Please remember that we have always been a part of Kyushu civilization. I firmly believe that in this long river of time, foreign countries will disappear, and only Kyushu will survive. Li Mufeng's camp broadcast has aroused the response of countless Kyushu players. I am Sun Daji with the number CN13470. I am a seasoned gamer and I just want to say that no matter what game we are in, as long as we Kyushu people participate, that game will eventually be occupied by us. Isn't it this God Demon Lord game? Damn it. After 5,000 years of ups and downs, we Kyushu have never experienced anything before. I am Zhao Zhiding with ID CN00345. I am from Manchuria, but I am also a part of Kyushu. Across from my village is the border of Rakshasa Kingdom, and I just want to say one thing. My body will become the border of our country. If players from Rakshasa Kingdom want to attack Kyushu from me, they can only step on my body to enter. I am Wang Gang with the number CN10036. I spent 1,000 copper coins and I don't know what I want to say. All I can say is, as a man from Kyushu, I will charge for Kyushu. As a man, I will do something and not do anything. Gone, this sentence seems incorrect when used here. It doesn't matter. My village is located on the border of Kyushu, and as a man, I will charge on the frontline battlefield of Kyushu, upstairs, who said only men can charge into battle. I believe this game will have other female players besides me. Women are not inferior to men. I am Luo Qianshan with the ID CN00364. I am Chu Xiao with the ID CN06060. A 1,000 copper coin camp broadcast is undoubtedly very expensive for us, who are currently in the beginner stage. Although we don't know what copper coins can buy now, they will definitely be useful in the future. I hope that my future players will not engage in camp broadcasts and save this money. You can use regional broadcasts to contact nearby villages and form a development alliance. In the future, we will combine to form a true alliance, the Great Power Alliance. That's all I have to say. After listening to all the camp broadcasts, Chen took a deep breath in Yanyun village. Listening to a group of old men's broadcasts made his blood boil. Just as Chen was putting aside his thoughts, he suddenly heard another broadcast. This time, it's regional broadcasting. I am William Field with ID US 1063, my goodness. You can't even imagine what I've discovered. A Kyushu player is within our federal territory. After this broadcast, I will release his coordinates. Please bring the surrounding federal players closer to my village of Field. Let's join forces to become the first camp to eliminate Kyushu players. Ha ha ha. Really? How could it be, ha ha ha. If that's really the case, then we must act quickly and eliminate that damn Kyushu monkey. This regional broadcast shook Chen's mind. He was discovered. Looking at the map, Field Village is exactly the federal player village 40 miles away from Yanyun Village. P.S. Dear readers, if you like this book, please vote in support. Humble authors are online seeking votes, flowers, and review votes are all thrown at this book. Chapter 6. Man Shang Chi Air, Seeking Flowers, Seeking Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I was discovered so quickly. Chen was a bit confused. It was only the second day, and Yanyun village was 40 miles away from Field Village. Well, 40 miles is actually 20 kilometers. Walking faster in a day is enough for a round trip. It seems that I need to prepare quickly. These federal players also need time to prepare for war. With this thought in mind, Chen clicked on his personal panel and first checked in for today's card. Successfully checked in and signed in. Currently, I have accumulated 2 days of attendance and received a daily gift package. Congratulations on obtaining the Black Iron level copper coin chest X 11,000 copper coins, are all copper coins. Chen was somewhat disappointed. After all, besides broadcasting, he had no idea what other functions copper coins had, and he also did not see options such as the system all. It's just disappointment, but it's better than nothing. Chen is not a greedy person. Open the copper coin chest. Chen said. The Black Iron level copper coin treasure chest has been opened and is currently randomly selecting the number of copper coins. A round of numbers began to jump back and forth in front of Chen, eventually stabilizing a number. Obtaining copper coin X 15,000, the copper coins have been automatically distributed to the village government account. After completing the random selection of copper coins, Chen walked out of the village government center and saw 10 people standing in front of the Tower of Gods and Demons. Your Highness. The 10 people bowed to Chen. This is the villager who refreshed from the Tower of Gods and Demons today. Chen looked over one by one, and 4 of these 10 people were militia panels, 1 carpenter panel, and the remaining 5 were all ordinary villagers. However, Chen did not notice any special NPCs among them at this time, which Chen could not proactively detect. Lord! Lord! A team of people has arrived outside the village. A somewhat panicked shout came, and a militiaman on duty at the village entrance ran over. What? Chen was surprised. His first reaction was that the federal players from Field Village had called, but then he realized that he had just heard the movements of Field Village from the regional broadcast. The actions of the federal players could not be so fast. Hurry up and gather the militia in the village, come with me to take a look. Although I don't know who those people are, I still have to react now. Summoning up the 14 existing militiamen in the village, Chen arrived at the village gate holding a long spear in his hand. Standing at the village gate, looking around, one could see a convoy of carriages rushing towards their village, which was already very close and appeared to be less than a few hundred meters away. And in terms of quantity, the number of people in the convoy should be at least hundreds. The population of Yanyun village is even larger than the current total. It is impossible to say that Chen is not nervous. After all, in the deep federal player area, anyone here is very likely to be his enemy, and Chen is isolated and helpless. When the convoy was close enough, Chen shouted forward, "Stop, this is Yanyun village." "Who are you?" At this moment, a person walked out of the convoy and responded to Chen, "We are merchants from the Linhai tribe. Our tribe is located 20 miles north, very close to you, and we have no malicious intent. We just want to do business." Just after the person finished speaking, a system prompt appeared in front of Chen. "You have discovered the barbarian merchant of the Linhai tribe." Kikier. After learning who the other person was, Chen undoubtedly breathed a sigh of relief, but he did not let his guard down. "Follow me." Chen welcomed the militia from the village. Kikier is a middle-aged man with a big beard, but from his appearance, he looks very similar to Kyushu people. Name: Kikier, civilization. Anmin, tribe. Linhai tribe, age: 41 years old, occupation: businessman, skills: Level 4 in business and Level 2 in management. Comprehensive force value: 14. Chen scanned a circle of Chi Air's caravan, which was a 200-person caravan, of which about 60 people were equipped with weapons. Chen roughly examined the panels of the caravan guards and found that their strength was around 15. And there were more than a dozen caravan guards equipped with iron armor, with more people wearing leather armor. It can be said that it is well equipped. "What goods do you have?" Chen asked. "Our caravan's goods all have." With Chi Air's introduction, a list panel also appeared in front of Chen. Dried fish, 30, unit price. 500 copper coins, cloth, 10, unit price. 500 copper coins, rough sea salt, 20, unit price. 1500 copper coins, iron ore, 50, unit price. 1500 copper coins, spear, 60, unit price. 800 copper coins, hard leather armor, 20, unit price. 1500 copper coins, iron long knife, 10, unit price. 2000 copper coins, hard leather helmet, 20, unit price. 500 copper coins, iron nose helmet, 10, unit price. 3000 copper coins, half-body heart protecting iron armor, 1, unit price. 20,000 copper coins, the number in parentheses after the item is the unit. 1 unit of dried fish costs 500 copper coins, but 1 unit of dried fish can also be eaten by 100 people for a month. And what is much more expensive than food is weapons and equipment. A long spear costs 800 copper coins. Each player's initial capital is only 1,000 copper coins. That is to say, it is only enough to buy 1 spear or 2 units of grain. But Chen is different. The current copper coins on the books of Yanyun village are 18,000. Today, I opened a treasure chest and opened it for 15,000 yuan. Plus the daily reward, I already had 1,000 yuan, which is 16,000 yuan. Yesterday's daily reward, along with the initial funds, added up to 18,000 yuan. Although 18,000 sounds like a lot, what made Chen extremely envious was the last one on the list. Half-body protective iron armor. Without a doubt, this is an iron armor. But the price of 20,000 copper coins also deterred Chen. P.S. Please leave your valuable comments in the comments section to let the author know about your existence. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking evaluation tickets. Chapter 7. Friendship Indiana, the coastal region, seeking flowers, seeking. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 20,000 copper coins. Chen smacked his lips. Iron armor is an extremely expensive strategic resource at this stage. Just a half-body iron armor costs 20,000 copper coins, and no player can afford it at this stage. The player's initial capital is only 1,000 copper coins. Encountering this kind of barbarian merchant, I estimate that I can only buy 2 units of grain to transition to this novice stage. Although a half-body armor costs 20,000 copper coins, Chen still wanted to fight for it. He said to Chi, "Can this armor be cheaper? 20,000 copper coins are too expensive." "Cheap? No, my friend, everything in our tribe is the best, and you should know that this pair of iron armor can completely save lives. Friend, come and see." Chi led Chen to the other side of the convoy. Here, one caravan guard was wearing an ordinary half-body armor, while another caravan guard held a long spear and stabbed the guard. A sound of steel clashing sounded, as I looked at the armor, only to find some scratches. "Friend, you see, this armor is completely worth 20,000 copper coins." Chi said. "Okay, I admit it's great, but the problem is that I don't have that much money." Chen shook his head and said. "How much money do you have?" Chi asked. 18,000. 18,000. If you take out some more things to give me, then I think I can sell you this armor. Zizzle pondered for a moment and then nodded. "No." Chen declined Chi and said, "I have to buy other things to buy armor for my subordinates." Speaking, Chen stepped aside and let Chi see the militia behind him. "Alright, my friend, your subordinates should indeed purchase a suit of armor. They are really a bit shabby." Kizel shrugged his shoulders. "By the way." Chen suddenly thought of a possibility and said to Chi, "Do you accept weapon blueprints? Is it a blueprint for weapon manufacturing?" "Friend, that's a completely good thing." Upon hearing this, Kizel nodded eagerly. "So, take a look at this." Chen took out the manufacturing drawings of the Galen sailboat. "This is..." Chi took it over in confusion, but as soon as he glanced at it, his eyes widened and his hands trembled. He looked at Chen incredulously and said, My goodness, my friend. Are you selling this thing to me? What price do you offer?" Chen nodded. At this stage, Galen's sailboat, a creation from at least the 16th century onwards, is of no use to him. Yanyun village is too small to manufacture such a large ship. Moreover, at present, Yanyun village is still facing the risk of being attacked, so it is better to sell it directly for monetization, enhance the current strength of Yanyun village, and seek capital for future development. At present, even if there is something good in the later stage, it is useless if it cannot develop into the later stage. So Chen didn't hesitate to sell the blueprint of the Galen sailboat. "Friend, this is really a good thing, To be honest, I can't afford it at all," Chi said, returning the blueprint to Chen with great reluctance. "If you take this blueprint to those big city ports that are truly close to the ocean, it can sell for a high price of at least 5 million copper coins. However, the coastal area where I am located is only a small tribe of 2,000 people, and we are not fortunate enough to enjoy it." Kizel shook his head and said. "To be honest with you, Kizel, my village urgently needs to enhance its strength, and this blueprint has no effect on me either. What if I exchange this blueprint with you for all your goods?" "Do you need this blueprint?" Chen asked. "Can I exchange this blueprint for all my goods?" Chi looked at Chen very seriously and asked, "Friend, do you know what you're talking about?" "Of course I know." Chen nodded. "Your blueprint will sell for at least 5 million copper coins when sold outside, but the total price of all my goods combined will not exceed 300,000 copper coins. Friend, there's a difference of 4.7 million between these prices. You need to think carefully." Chi looked at Chen seriously. "There is a play." Chen felt a sense of joy in his heart. He certainly thought very clearly that it was completely worthwhile to trade a completely useless blueprint at the current stage for a significant improvement in the strength of his village. Okay, friend, you have gained the friendship of Linhai Department. To be honest, our coastal department completely needs this thing. This transaction has been completed. Now all my goods belong to you, as well as all the copper coins on me. Chi Air said with great joy. A prompt appeared in front of Chen. Your reputation among the barbarian tribe Enan people has risen to 20, you have gained the friendship of the barbarian tribe and the Linhai tribe. Currently, the Linhai tribe's attitude towards you is friendly, you have gained the friendship of the barbarian merchant Kikir, and your relationship with Kikir is friendship. Also, my friend, in order not to let you suffer too much, my caravan's guards are equipped with 15 ordinary armor and 40 hard leather armor, all of which can be given to you. However, we need to keep the weapons because the road is quite dangerous and there are many wild beasts roaming around. Kizel pointed to the guard passage in the caravan. Chen was pleasantly surprised. Do you need my people to help you move things back to the village? No, brother. It's better to leave than to see it off. Having achieved his goal, Chen immediately saw off the guests. To be honest, when Chen took out the blueprint at this moment, it was just a gamble, because he was also afraid of being killed and stolen. But it turned out that Chen was overthinking. Chi Air was a true barbarian merchant who cared about his reputation and had made deals with various barbarian tribes in the surrounding area. Chen's village had over 100 people, and even if one of them ran away, once his reputation for killing people and stealing goods spread, no one would trade with him anymore. For a businessman, this is something they are extremely afraid of. After a transaction was completed, Chen obtained all of Chi Air's goods, including 30 units of dried fish, 10 units of cloth, 20 units of rough sea salt, 50 units of iron ore, 60 long spears, 10 iron long knives, 60 sets of hard leather armor, 65 iron nose round helmets, 20 hard leather helmets, 15 pairs of half-body iron armor, and 1 pair of half-body heart iron armor. There are also 50,000 copper coins on Kizel's body. This is definitely a very unexpected gain for Chen. But with these equipment, Chen's Yanyun village can be said to be invincible in single combat among current players. P.S. Looking for flowers, looking for evaluation tickets. Chapter 8. Lord's Game Version Update, Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chen is arming himself on his side, while on Earth's side, it's really a mess. After a day in the game, a country that was destroyed appeared, but in real time, it only took 1 or 2 hours to pass. Although it is only a small country with a population of tens of thousands, at least it is also a country. The countries on Earth that have a small population, but have players selected, can be said to be a panicked group. Suddenly fell into panic and riot. And those big countries have a large number of players, but inevitably there is a certain degree of turbulence. Except for major powers such as Kyushu and the Federation. The least panicked among them should be Kyushu and the confident White Elephant Kingdom because Kyushu and White Elephant Kingdom are the only 2 countries on Earth with a population of over 1 billion, Kyushu has 14,000 players selected, while White Elephant Kingdom has more than 10,000 players selected. The huge number of players has also brought peace of mind to the people of both countries. Among them, Kyushu is fine, but White Elephant Asan, this country has always been known for being unreliable, obsessed with confidence, and arrogant. Usually, the White Elephant country Asan likes to confront Kyushu when they have nothing to do, and even sets Kyushu country as their biggest opponent, even thinking they are Kyushu country's biggest opponent. However, to be honest, Kyushu doesn't even take White Elephant country Asan seriously. Speaking of the Federation, although the number of players in the Federation is much smaller than Kyushu and White Elephant, there are still over 3,300 players. And after the emergence of the God and Magic game, within a few hours, there was some turbulence within the federal government. The federal government, which already has a high crime rate, has become even more prone to crime in just a few hours. So, after a brief discussion in the federal parliament, they came up with the simplest yet most effective method. Transfer of hatred. To appease domestic turmoil and shift the focus of highly tense and emotionally charged citizens. And the object is naturally Kyushu on the other side of the ocean. General Bond, how do you view the current situation in the gaming world? Federal Media SB immediately conducted an interview with an active 2-star general. The current gaming world has just emerged, and the situation is not too clear, but there is one thing I can be certain of. General Bond pointed to a map of the in-game federal player area that appeared on a display screen next to him and said, "That's the first enemy player that federal players will eliminate. It will be him." As the map on the screen zoomed in, a player village on the game map also appeared on the big screen. Number CN06666, Yanyun Village. Although I don't know why this Kyushu player's territory appeared in our Federation players area, you see, deep in Yanyun Village, in the Federation war zone, I dare assert that within 10 days, it will inevitably be destroyed by the players of our great Federation. Admiral Scott spoke confidently. In this game, the situation faced by this Kyushu player is 1 against 3,000, and his outcome can only be destruction, which is inevitable. A 2-star general from the federal government spoke up, saying that they are pursuing the policy of cooking freedom, but in fact, the federal people who follow the policy of foolishness are naturally convinced. And their highly tense nerves were able to relax, and since the appearance of the cube matrix in the sky, the highly accumulated emotions have found a vent. That's Kyushu. Under the leadership of someone, a global online war of verbal abuse suddenly began. Countless federal media outlets have published headlines claiming to be the first player in Kyushu to be eliminated by federal players. It's really a tragedy. In this situation of 1 to 3,000, even if Chen is a fairy, he cannot survive. Chen's luck is also too bad. Why was he assigned to the federal war zone? Maybe Chen is a banana man. Otherwise, how could he be assigned to the Federal Theater Command as a Kyushu citizen? Shit, upstairs, Chen is my classmate. The one you're riding on is the banana man. Be careful when Nima speaks. Although Kyushu netizens believe they have never been afraid of anyone in terms of verbal abuse, they really lack confidence in the issue of Yanyun Village. Because discerning people can tell what situation Chen's Yanyun Village is facing. Chen was alone in the enemy's territory, isolated and helpless. In such a situation where the opposing factions are clear, federal players will naturally turn all their targets to players from other factions. What Chen has to face is that he fights alone against 3,000 federal lords. This is a huge quantity ratio of 1:3,000. Some even believe that Chen may just be a banana man with a yellow skin and white heart, otherwise why would he be assigned to the federal theater of war? Although this has been refuted by countless people, it is the traditional online keyboard man battle where no one can convince anyone, each holding their own views and even thinking that the other party is shark coin. Lord's Game Version Update. At this moment, suddenly another font appeared on the cube matrix screen above the world. This is really a game with version updates. See what's updated. In a situation where people around the world are eagerly anticipating, updated explanations have appeared on the cube matrix. After discussion, we have decided to share some of our happiness with you. Earth Ants, update for version 0.01 of Lord's Game. Added a campaign broadcast option, where every battle will be recorded by the matrix. Earthlings can use any client they carry to connect to the network and enter the Matrix World official website to watch any battle. Updated instructions completed. P.S. Daily Flowers, Evaluation Tickets, Comments. Chapter 9. Field Village where Federated players gather. You are listening at novelfull.audio. P.S. The picture above shows Han half-body armor piercing, bringing all the things brought by the barbarian merchant Kikir closer to Yanyun Village. The armed level of Yanyun Village can be said to have fundamentally upgraded. Just iron armor alone, Chen obtained 16 pairs, and with leather armor, these weapons and equipment are enough to arm more than 80 people. It is possible that Chen did not obtain the bow and arrow. Currently, there is a shortage of long-range weapons. After obtaining these weapons and equipment, in addition to 14 militiamen, Chen also selected 30 out of 60.4 fishermen and incorporated them into his own army. The number of men and women in the village is evenly divided, and these 30 male fishermen are basically all male fishermen. Since ancient times, the best civilian-to-military ratio has been 10-1, which means that 1 out of 10 civilians will join the army, while the others will engage in production and support that soldier. However, Chen was not prepared to do so. His situation cannot be compared to any stage in history. So, Chen decided that he had to play with some flowers and take risks. Take the route of plunder. After Chen incorporated 30 fishermen into the army, there were only 40 female fishermen left in Yanyun village, and the resource column on the Yanyun village panel became the fishery grain 40 units. Point 1, food column with the daily fishing income of female fishermen. Yanyun village now reduces 1 unit of food every month. Originally, it was supposed to reduce food consumption by 0.5 units per month, but those fishermen who were assigned to military units, and the system automatically calculated that food consumption doubled, resulting in a decrease of 1 unit per month. However, at this stage, Chen does not need to worry about the issue of food temporarily. 40 units of food are enough for 100 people to consume for 40 months. With his current 16 sets of armor, Chen has the capital to start his own business. This reminded Chen that Nurhasai, the founder of the Qing dynasty, started his career with 13 sets of armor, and now Chen has 16 sets of armor, so he is ready to fight. Chen first armed the 14 militia members in the village with 14 sets of half-body armor. In Chen's view, this half-body iron armor is somewhat similar to Han armor. The black iron armor leaves are stacked layer by layer, connected together by countless fine red leather ropes. This is the ordinary iron armor obtained by Chen, and Chen has given this armor a new name, the half-body armor of Qi Xian. As for the half-body protective iron armor that Chen obtained, its style is more like the Mingguang armor of the Tang dynasty. There are 2 iron circular plates in front of the armor that serve as protective goggles, further enhancing defense. So Chen also named this armor, Bright Light Heart Protecting Armor, Half-Body. After distributing all the armor, Chen nodded in satisfaction as he looked at the 44 scattered military members wearing various types of armor standing in front of him. Although none of these 44 people can be considered professional soldiers. The military strength of 14 militiamen ranges from 10 to 13 points. The general force value of the 30 armed villagers is between 8 and 10 o'clock. But training in the militia training ground can enhance their experience and enable them to switch jobs. Militia training ground villagers can be trained and provided with 10 points of experience per day. Secondary villagers can transfer to become militia, next level. Junior barracks, upgrade conditions. Wood X 100 units, Iron X 20 units, Stone X 20 units, Building Upgrade Token X1. What is this building upgrade token? Chen doesn't know, there should be channels to obtain it in the future. Chen put 30 armed villagers equipped with hard leather armor, hard leather helmets, and long spears into the militia training ground for training. Afterwards, Chen put on a bright light heart armor and an iron nose helmet. After arming, Chen opened the game map. After selecting the target location, Field Village, he left the village with 10 militiamen equipped with half armor of red Xian. He needs to first lead someone to investigate the situation in Field Village. We need to investigate the situation of the iron ore 7 miles west of Field Village. Iron ore resources are extremely important combat readiness resources, and Chen must seize them first. 4 or 10 miles west of Yanyun Village, Field Village. A medium-sized white man wearing coarse linen stood at the village gate, with 12 Field Village militiamen equipped with spears and linen clothing behind him. In his line of sight, a team approached him. Is it Field Village? The man led by the approaching team has a tall figure, high eyebrows and deep eyes, with obvious white characteristics. Yes, this is Field Village, and I'm William Field. William responded loudly. Oh, buddy, I'm finally here. I'm Gale from King's Village, 30 miles west. You said you found a Kyushu player's village in our federal player zone. Where did you find it? How did you find it? Gale asked first as soon as he came up. During the regional broadcast, William did not specify this matter because 100 copper coins were broadcasted each time. There are 2 dog owners in my village. I released 3 dogs from the beginning yesterday, heading east, west, and south. Today, when I looked at the map during the day, I found that the dogs I released were outside a village in the east. The map showed that the village flag was the Red Dragon Flag of Kyushu. Now it's my turn to ask, how many people did you bring with you? After William finished speaking, he asked. I brought 30 people, 10 militiamen, buddy, these are about half of the men in my village. Gale shrugged his shoulders. Great, I received at least 10 responses from the surrounding players on the radio. We'll wait a little longer, there should be 9 more people coming. I plan to launch an attack on Yanyun village in 5 days. No matter how many players come, I will attack Yanyun village. Plus you, if all 10 other players come, then I estimate that our army should have at least 300 people. In addition, with the 50 villagers who have been refreshed in my village within these 5 days, we should have at least 350 people joining the attack on Yanyun village. I don't know if there will be any special rewards for us, as the first player's village in the Federation to conquer Kyushu. William was obviously extremely confident, with a smile on his face. P.S. Seeking flowers. Seeking evaluation votes. Seeking comments. Add more explanation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This book is guaranteed to have a minimum of 4 changes per day. The following is an explanation of the additional changes. 1. If the flowers increase by more than 1,000 on the same day, an additional one will be added. 2. If the number of evaluation tickets increases by more than 100 on the same day, an additional one will be added. 3. Add 10 comments in the comments section and add 1 update. Calculated by head, not by one person. The author is fully capable of 7 shifts a day. Based on my author's name, I write Liu Bei. Perhaps some readers will know about my first 2 books and also know that the author truly has the ability to make 7 shifts a day. Therefore, readers, please be more active and let the author code more characters. The author is here seeking flowers and evaluation votes, and also asking readers to leave comments in the comments section to be more active.